So we're recording. So, hey, welcome back. This is episode 31 of the Part-Time Players podcast. This is a video game podcast where four pals discuss the week's video game news. Please like and subscribe. We post on Mondays on YouTube and all basically podcast platforms, really. I always forget what it's called. I always want to say service, but it's not a service, it's an actual platform. Yeah. We're also doing little clips on YouTube of like parts of the weekly podcast posted on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Fridays. My name is Reece Lagden, as always, and I'm joined by Brad S. How you doing today, Brad?
This guy.
Yeah,
I'm good, thanks.
You good?
Yep.
Cool.
Move on.
And move on. I will move on. I will move to another window, and obviously joined by Ash. Ash S.
This guy.
Is this the theme though? Just this guy.
This is the theme, yeah. No, yeah, good. I'm good.
And I'm joined by the fourth guy. This guy.
No, this guy.
This guy. Oh, wherever he is.
This guy.
Brad M.
This guy.
Brad M.
I'm not going to say McClunky.
You're not going to say it. You just did. You ruined it. I'm going to just stop the recording and start again.
Hello.
Yeah, we all good?
Good.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to talk then, Brad, and you kind of froze. Video froze, or you froze in real life?
I don't get it.
You're like a mime.
What's the McClunky thing? I don't get it.
Oh, it's a joke from another podcast.
Oh, that's serious. I wasn't going to say nothing. I wasn't going to say nothing either, but I thought I'd leave it.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. Feel good? We're not going to speak?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
I like a fish tank in the back, man.
Fish tank, yeah, it's my TV.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
good.
wallpaper. Yeah, it will change soon. But yeah, I've got big fish. They're huge, aren't they? So
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you must feed them well.
Yep, absolutely. Should we kick on with the news today?
Yeah, man.
Have you got nothing to say?
Let's do it. All right, I'll go first. So we got a tweet from Warner Bros. Hogwarts has been delayed until 2022. I guess no real surprise there. It's probably going to be the first of many announcements. I always wonder with these announcements if they because the game was initially announced during the pandemic, and I feel like they must already have their roadmap mapped out. Do they already know they're going to? Do they have a roadmap for when they're going to announce the delay? Like, is that a thing? I don't know, but they said would like to thank fans from around the world on the tremendous reaction to the announcement of Hogwarts Legacy. I know we've spoke about it a lot in this podcast. It's something that we're all looking forward to. A bit skeptical, but we're looking forward to seeing how it pans out. A message posted to the Twitter read, creating the best possible experience for all the Wizarding World and gaming fans is paramount, so we are giving the game the time it needs. So yeah, no one can complain. It needs, if it needs more time, it needs more time. I think everyone's learned from Cyberpunk.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now is the best time. The best time to announce a delayed game is now after Cyberpunk fiasco.
Yeah, everyone's just like, yeah,
good.
Fair enough. That's fine.
So,
yeah.
It's going to go back to that what's his name, the Nintendo guy, that quote that it always comes out when every game's announced, like every delay is announced. What is it he said?
I'm not sure.
I have to look it up now. It's just like a real cliche. Like I see it on Twitter every time there's a delay. Like there's his little face with a quote.
Is it like a bad game's always a bad game, but a delayed game?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Not always a bad game. I don't know. I'm absolutely butchering it. Look it up. But yeah, no. I'm kind of not bothered that it's got delayed because I already tempered my expectations for the game. And if it needs more time and it means it can be the game that we want it to be, it's never going to be a bad thing. And there's so much to play this year anyway. So it's kind of like, I don't know. They've been working on it for quite a while because it got leaked years and years ago. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was this little thing where it looked like a Harry Potter type character by the cauldron, wasn't it? And I don't know, it was kind of rumored that this game was being made, and we kind of thought that was what the Rocksteady game was for a little while, and it was kind of speculation around that. But yeah, hopefully, well, I don't think a delay is ever going to make the game worse. So yeah.
Found it. Miyamoto, of course. A delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is bad forever.
Yes.
So
Kind
wise
of
words
what
from
I
the
said.
man, so-
Kind of what I said.
It was, yeah. You were close and close, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I guess there's not an awful lot to say about it. Like we said, it's I think we're expecting it. I think there's gonna be a common trend. I think they've got out their messaging early, which is great. Yeah. Any further thoughts on Hogwarts? Any further? I don't know. We spoke about our expectations, haven't we?
Yeah, I'm just the rest of same as the other guys. Really, not really fussed that it's been delayed. Play it when it comes out, but it did age our podcast poorly. I think it's come out like the day after we put a podcast out. Last week it got announced.
Wasn't ideal.
But I'm willing to wait. Whatever. I don't think I'm ever going to complain about a delayed game again because Cyberpunk just kind of really.
I will. As soon as it's delayed, I'm going to be on Twitter and I'll be sending death threats straight away. You're dead. Death threat.
Ash makes the best clips. Like if you just clip him. Like last week it was I kill people, and now it's I send death threats. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if Ash is going to make it to 5 episodes. It's
got issues.
You're going to be recording one week, and then just going to see the police walking behind him.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just
Again,
we'll name that episode Ash Gets Arrested.
yeah, we're going to go viral, so... Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. Anything for the clips. We'll do anything for the clips.
Exactly that clickbait.
Yep, absolutely. I would be gutted if Gotham Knights got delayed, though, because I'm really looking forward to that. If that gets delayed by like a year, I would be gutted. So it kind of shows what games I'm really looking forward to and what games are not.
I've got a feeling like like I said earlier on, the floodgates for people delaying games is open now, really. So
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that got delayed. I definitely wouldn't be surprised if God of War didn't come out this year. So
yeah, it's almost expected, isn't it?
We'll just have to wait.
So many games, but yeah.
Any games that stick to their deadline, that's going to be a surprise. That's
we
going to
get
be
no games for 2021. They're just all delayed to 2022. It's just
damn. Yeah, death threats again. I think. Yeah.
Brad will still be catching up on his backlog, wouldn't he? Just downloading them and not playing them.
It's the only way to deal with it, I think.
Yeah. Like I said last week, they reckon that the COVID pandemic will affect games this year rather than last year. So, who knows?
Yeah. Hopefully the Q1 games get pushed to like Q2. So and then they just get all pushed back. And although I don't know if they were just in my head that it was coming out in the summer. Did they say it was coming out in the summer? It wasn't like it was supposed to be coming out like autumn, winter, like this year.
I thought it have a date? I think it was a TBA game, wasn't it? So
maybe that was just in my head. I don't know why in my head I just had summer.
There's a lot of snow in that game. That should generally be around Christmassy time. Not to be funny.
You're the only person. Well, you and Brad are the only two people that play games seasonally.
No, it's not.
Like Resident Evil games come out in January generally.
Yeah, we have to wait for that for Halloween. How hard I'm going to find that?
Hilarious. Although you're going to be lucky this year. I think Village is coming out probably around about that time. So
yeah,
they should release Harry Potter on the 1st of September.
Yeah, because that's when you get
school term.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, you can only play it then anyway.
Yeah, I can only play, and I have to play each, like, if it's like seasons in the game, I have to wait for that season to start before I can play.
Clocks over to Halloween, you're like, fuck!
You'll be there forever. If you play that Persona, which is already like hundreds of hours, if you only then did the term times, in real term times, it's the only game you'll ever play for the rest of your life, probably.
Yeah. It's bad. I've got issues.
We all know. We know. Ash, you want to go into your first news story?
Yeah, so Cyberpunk have released a statement as well as a small video explaining the reasons behind and apologising for such delays and, let's face it, a buggy game, an unusable game.
Yep.
It was interesting. They did state that it was unusable on console. They did say it was fairly good on PC, which I know some PC players, and it's still, there were so many bugs that it was hard to play.
Like that guy
again,
the NPC.
Yeah, exactly that. Well, the NPC who just followed him around constantly, which I thought was quite good, but still.
It was funny. Yeah, that was funny. I like that.
Yeah, they did also, which I think was a bit of a kick in the bollocks. They did mention COVID as well. They did say part of the reason we didn't get out on time was because of COVID. Now, if you're going to use COVID as an excuse, which is fair enough, which could well be the reason, don't put out loads of tweets stating that COVID is not going to be a problem for getting the game out on time and ready. Because they did say that, and then they sent a load of pictures out showing that all their devs going out with big PCs and getting on with it.
Yeah,
so I don't think you can really use that.
And another reason why I don't think they can use it is they delayed it 3 times prior to that because of COVID. They've used that excuse 3 times. We accepted it. And then don't just be like, oh, yeah, no, it still wasn't ready because of the reasons why we used 3 times before. No, it doesn't wash.
You know what?
Yeah.
I think went wrong. They kind of run out of money because they were sending everybody big yellow chairs. So everyone had the big yellow chairs, and then they just kind of like, shit, we ain't got no money because we just give everyone these yellow chairs.
Yeah,
I didn't get one.
Nor did I. You should spray paint your chair, Brad. Yellow.
Get some Cyberpunk stickers. I'll put some Cyberpunk stickers on it.
Yep.
I wouldn't bother now. Nobody wants those chairs.
Thing is, I put a Cyberpunk sticker on my MacBook before I played the game, and now every time I look at it, I'm like,
it's gonna pull that off.
Yeah.
I do.
It would probably be one of those shit stickers that leaves shit marks behind.
A
horrible reminder of a dirty release.
Yeah,
Wow.
dirty release.
Dirty
got that.
release.
Got that on DVD. They also released a roadmap, which I am going to pull up now. I doubt you guys are going to be able to see it, but it also shows all the patches they're going to be going through. No actual dates. It is quite funny. It just has 2021 and 2022, and there's a lot of space in between. So no actual dates or anything, but you've got patch 1, patch 1.1, patch 1.2, and then you've got the free DLC. I'd say about a quarter of the way into the year, if that helps anyone. And then after that, coming up near the end of the year, which I think is a big mistake, is the next free DLC. No, sorry, next gen free console update, which I personally think they should probably put that in front of the free DLC, but probably because of time constraints and
the free DLC though, I'm not falling for that again. Like,
this is the thing. If they was to actually optimize it so people with consoles could actually play the game, maybe some people would pick up the free DLC and go, "Oh, actually, there's a new reason for me to pick that up." But that's not how it's going. It's going free upgrade at the end of the year.
Gutted.
Yeah, they definitely said that it was. I know they didn't give it a date, but they, made you assume that it was going to be not long into 2021 that we'd get the upgrade, not end of the year.
Yeah.
And like I've got the game and it kind of runs alright on the PS5, but I can't be bothered to play it. I ain't gonna bother playing the DLC.
Exactly. I think there's so many bugs and so many problems it's going to take that period of time for them to sort out upgrading the graphics and upgrading the bug and getting rid of the bugs and everything else like that. I think that's the reason that they're going to push the DLC out, because that's more or less ready. And it's probably fucked anyway.
The free DLC though, right? Going back to The Witcher, when everyone loves CD Projekt Red, it's like, oh, they've got free DLC, they're the only games to do this. But if you remember, the free DLC in The Witcher was a new dress for Yennefer and a couple of side missions, like a few little question marks where you had to chase down a hog or something. It was just a couple of cut missions, and it was just a bit of clever marketing to say, we do free DLC. Yeah. When it actually came around, it's like, hang on, is this DLC, or have you just taken a couple of side missions out and chucked it in? So
exactly the amount of stuff that has come out that they've cut. They've just probably be able to got a bit more time to put it back in, and then it'd be like, oh yeah, no, it's free. Like maybe they buy your own apartments and that, because that was supposed to be in it. And then if they're going to put that in, like you say, it's free DLC. So I don't know. I just can't be bothered with it at a minute. To be honest.
Fuck them.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I just can't be arsed.
The only good thing to come out of this, I'm hoping, if when they finally do get around to doing the Witcher 4 rather, it will be the best game, because they cannot afford to fuck that up. Because if they fuck that up, the company's gone, and they're holding on barely now. So
Imagine how many delays Witcher 4 is going to have. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And we're all going to love it. We're all going to be good every time they delay. It's like, yes, good, well done.
They probably won't publish that themselves if they do a Witcher 4. It'll be published by whoever. I don't know who published Witcher 3 and 2 and stuff, but obviously this was self-published, so it was their own money that was using it. It's why they probably didn't want to delay it any further. So, yeah, I do agree with what Brad S said about, obviously I was also waiting. Like, it works fine on my PS5 and I can play it and I have pretty much beat the game. I was just waiting for that upgrade just so I can get my final review or my thoughts on it with that upgrade and it looking fantastic, where I guess I'm not now. I'm just going to wait for the 2 patches. I think the first one's this month at some point, and then February, and then probably back in March when it's probably the 2 patches are out. It's not going to be buggy at all. I'm just going to play it because there's no point waiting now. Are you going to play it now, Brett, in March once the patches are out? Or
yeah, I'll wait till when the patches come out. I'm gonna just play other stuff until it's more stable, and because I was like I say, it was running alright. Although this random stuff happened, there was like a little side quest kind of thing, or like a random encounter where some police were shooting like someone, and I helped the police, and as soon as I helped them, then there was like started shooting me, attacking me. I was like, I don't think this is supposed to happen, but
sure,
there's little weird bits like that. So yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'll wait and then I'll start playing. Because at the minute, I'm just not enjoying it. So
yeah, cool. Brad M, are you? I know you were waiting for the upgrade as well. Are you gonna
I'm
still wait?
I'm still going to wait. I don't feel like I just need to get over this period, I think, and hopefully I'll be over it by the time the upgrade gets pushed out. So yeah, I'm not in a rush. I'm just going to wait for the PS5 version and play it at its optimal, which I'm quite glad that I've now got I feel like I'll have the patience to do that, because I was very much like, oh, it's out now. Everyone's playing. Everyone's talking about it. I don't want to have that fear of missing out the dialogue, but now it's like I'm beyond that point, so it's like, fuck it, I'll wait for the PS5 version and do it then.
Sure, cool. Nice.
Sweet.
Hopefully, Ash, you will have a PS5 by then and you can have the option to play it.
Probably, hopefully. I don't know, honestly, I don't know if I'm going to pick it back up, and really? I look forward to that. I look forward to that game for years, and I just can't be arsed with it. It's not, I think even if they do fix things, there's core mechanics in there. One of the big things that disappointed me is you pick a life path, but they don't actually mean anything.
Nothing, yeah.
So if it actually had different endings and different bits in there, I'd be a bit more amused. But that's one of the main things which kind of kicked me in the nuts, because it was meant to be this big thing, this choice. Oh, you get to pick this, you get to pick that. It's going to make a big difference in the game. And even if they do add in extra dialogue for the nomad and the street kid and all that, it's just dialogue. I want a story built around those 3 choices, like we was promised, and they're not going to be able to do that. There's no way they're going to be adding enough content to be able to achieve that. So
that's not happening. I
think the game was just a letdown for me, and I'd rather just move on and not bother with it.
Okay, fair enough. It's still a really good game. Like, I think you tried to start it and you could see there's a good game there. Although it's not hit the heights, it's not the 11 out of 10, the 10 out of 10. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but I think it's a solid 9 out of 10. There's a lot of things that are like, oh, you should have made that decision. Why is that missing? Why is that? But I just think it's a very good, I don't know, Bethesda game. Like, I think I would put it up there with any other RPG, but I thought it was going to be better than any RPG I've ever played. It's not. It's just as good as the others, which all got issues. I think I could pick bones in like every game that I've played, and this is no different. Where
gaming is sort of plateaued, isn't it? Like, this is probably a good topic for another day, but I just like Cyberpunk was supposed to be that next, like taking us to that next level in gaming. And it just didn't. And it's like, okay, we're still at that stage where these RPGs, it's just another RPG. And like our expectations were way beyond that. It's like, okay, this is going to take RPG to the next level, and it's going to push us into the future of gaming and really fucking show us what can happen. And it hasn't. It's like, oh, all right, we've been waiting 7 years for another good RPG when it works. It's like, oh, okay, that's a shame. And I think, I just think we're in this overall plateau of gaming at the moment. Like the enhancements, and it's all about frame rates and HDR and ray tracing, and that's what the enhancements are at the moment. In terms of the core game in itself, I think we're in a bit of a plateau. That's depressing, isn't it?
I was watching what they called Digital Foundry, where they go into all like the tech behind it, and they said the technology that they've got in the game is like first class, is like better than any other game. Like the ray tracing, they've got like every single type, and they've kind of future proofed it on PC. And CD Projekt Red are a PC first like studio, like they make it and then they bring it to console. And I think that was their issue. I think they just got too carried away with optimizing it to like the best PC, which was like it got further and further away to, it was like, oh wait a minute, the PS4 or Xbox One can no longer run this. Like, what can we do? Maybe we can downgrade it a bit. And I guess they just underestimated this downgrade process, which just comes with experience. I'm sure they've obviously all learned from that. But yeah, such a shame. But yeah. Cool. Are we ready for the next one?
Yeah. So the next news story is a big one. Star Wars is no longer exclusive to East.
Brad goes next.
Oh, sorry.
Jumping
the gun.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
He knew,
Jesus.
He knew there was a Destiny news story coming.
Take a seat. Have a cup of tea. It's fine.
So, yeah, no problem. A bit of Destiny news out this week. So that sparked a bit of controversy, a bit of a discussion point. So Bungie had a bit of a break from their weekly blog posts over Christmas and New Year. I think they've had about 3 weeks off, and they've come back with the TWAB this Friday, this week at Bungie. And they spoke about reissuing some gear. So the game is at a bit of a lull at the moment. It's sort of plateaued out, and there's no new content for the moment. The big DLC hit in November, and it's been a couple of months now, so it's reaching a quiet time. And a big discussion point is what's known as sunsetting. So basically sunsetting in the game, because it's an ongoing sort of MMO RPG style game, and it's a looter as well. So every time they introduce new loot, it needs to be desirable, because you need to have the want to chase that new loot and equip that weapons and armor. But with that, on an ongoing game that's been out for 4 years now, comes power creep. So you can't keep on bringing out new weapons that are better than the previous, because then you become too overpowered and everything becomes very easy. And then developers have a big challenge in making challenging content that's still accessible to new players and old players. So there's a real dilemma with Destiny being an ongoing game. So what they've implemented is sunsetting, whereby basically any gear, any loot that you've acquired in the last 3 years is now rendered as useless. You can still use it, but it's got a power cap. So as your power, your level goes up and up and up, you can't bring that weapon with you anymore. It's sort of left behind in the old content. So it's a good solution to what is known as power creep. Sunsetting was announced last year, that look, we're going to start sunsetting weapons. And in fact, I've got a tweet from one of the Bungie developers, which was the stepping stone to really the prospects here. So how Recluse shits on everything in PvE. Recluse was a submachine gun that was just really overpowered. Weapon sunsetting means we can add more weapons like that and shit on everything. Just eventually we're going to fall behind in power. New weapons that shit on everything can be added without constant power creep. I'm very excited for it. So they've kind of said, yeah, look, we'll get rid of the old ones, but we'll bring out new ones, and it just makes the weapon pursuit a lot more exciting. But it's not what's happening. We've just had a TWAB announced, and they're reissuing old loot. So the loot that we've already acquired from destinations like the Dreaming City and the Moon, and they're reintroducing the old weapons, but they're just putting a couple new perks on it, and we have to go through the whole process of grinding to achieve them again, and they've got a new power cap on them. People are pissed. It's like, well, hang on a minute, we've already earned all those weapons for the last 3 years, and you're sticking them back in the loot pool with a new power sticker on them. That's not an attractive loot pursuit, which is a bit of a problem. So yeah, the community is kicking off, and there's a bit of an uproar on Twitter, and it's all got trending again. Reese, you've seen the tweets, you've seen you're involved, you've seen the TWAB. You weren't too upset with the news. So what are your thoughts? And I'll tell you why you're wrong afterwards.
Go straight there. No, my perspective was that one of the issues with the game is that there's when they took out a lot of the planets, the reason being was that they weren't doing anything with them. And then we've still got the Dreaming City and we've still got the Moon, which are like from previous expansions. And then repurposing the gear, although it's the same gear and everybody's upset that you've got to regrind from it, have made those activities on those planets and the dungeons, which I really like, with a purpose. Like you can do them again and there's a reason to do them, which is not the main thing for next season. It's just in addition to next season's content. If that was just the content, I get why everybody's really upset. It's like, oh, we've got to regrind for this stuff we've already done. But it's just in addition to next season's stuff, and it's giving you a purpose to do those activities. So I'm seeing it more from the activities and be able to do things that are kind of pointless at this moment in time, rather than the issue with sunsetting, which I get the issue with, and people that have already got the god roll, whatever, and they don't really want to redo it again, or the armor. I get the pain with that. So
yeah, I guess it's a tricky one. I feel like it's putting a plaster over a bullet wound, because you're right, it does give you a purpose to go back into there, but I just wish there was the development power to just put new loot back in and, you know, have a new loot pool. It just seems really, it's just there's no desire when you've got a weapon that you've grinded for so many times, and that, you know, it's got that expiry date on it. And also when this loot comes back out as well, like the way they've introduced sunsetting in Destiny, every single weapon you get now has a predetermined expiry date on it. It says you can infuse this up until this point, which is like next year's expansion. And that, I don't know, like for you chaps, Brad and Ash, I don't know how you'd feel about that. I know you don't really play too many looters, but you've dabbled. Would that affect your desire to pursue something that you know is gonna be rendered useless in a set amount of time, or would it not bother you? Do you think, oh, okay, fine, by that point there'll be more loot to get? Would it affect you?
No, it would put me off a bit, to be fair.
Yeah, going like if say I started today and was going after a certain thing, got it, and then like you say, a couple of weeks later, like guess what, it's gone, and then you're like,
couple of weeks, I get your point, but we're talking years. Like this is a different.
Yeah.
No, weeks and years are the same to me, I'm afraid.
I would be upset if they took my gun away after a week. Like that would be upsetting. We're talking like a years here. And I think it's the point of the game, isn't it? Like you want to recycle things in and out. Like if they took it all the way and then they give you more reason to play the game, when you've got everything, like this is the issue we've got now. We've overplayed the game. Essentially, we've got everything. We've pretty much got all the armor in the raid. We've got all the guns in the raid, except for the one exotic that we need. It's the only thing we need. There's nothing left to do because we've essentially got it all. Do you know what I mean? But if they took all that out and then gave us new stuff or repurposed a reason to do the same stuff again, it's why we love the game, is to do those activities. So,
I was really pro sunsetting. I was really pro sunsetting. I think something happened when they announced they weren't making a Destiny 3. It certainly that I thought, okay, well, they have to do something about this bloated loot pool that is in the game. But I just think the way that sunsetting has been executed, I didn't think we'd literally have carbon copies of all the stuff that we've already earned. And I don't know, I don't feel like they're properly going about it the right way. But time will tell. Hopefully as time goes on and we get more updates, more expansions, we just end up getting more stuff overall. So time, and the whole armor thing as well, I just don't get sunsetting armor. Weapons I get, but armor, they're just stats. Like it's literally, okay, you now have to regrind for the exact same.
Yeah, I get the point, and I get why people would be upset with it. But cool, we could have we could do a whole episode talking about this. So we'll move on because we could be here for hours. For sure. Ash.
You want my news now? You want my news now, didn't you? Right. So you may not have heard. So Star Wars is no longer an EA exclusive, which is exciting things because it means actually other developers can pick it up and actually potentially make a good game.
Absolutely.
So there's been an announcement of a new RPG. Not much news out on it at the moment. We know the game developer, which is Massive Entertainment, makers of such games as The Division 2 and The Division. I think they also made Far Cry 3. So they've got some really good games in there. Like I say, not too much information on it at the moment. It's it could be a really, really big thing. I am looking forward to it, but again, it's one of those things. Do you really want to look forward to it too much? Because there's always that disappointment. Yeah. So it's been
optimist Ashley Seeley.
Exactly that. Yeah, it used to be under the banner of Lucas Arts Games, and it looks like it's been rebranded to Lucas Film Games. So just a little change there.
Which is great. They're bringing that back. I think that's exactly so that.
Good. Yeah. I've got very fond memories of being a kid and that little LucasArts coming up, that little symbol coming up before the game starts, and really enjoying it.
Yeah, pretty much every single one of my favorite games growing up was Star Wars. I was such a huge Star Wars fan, and I probably liked the games in many ways more than the films for like years. It was just like I just loved the games. Just playing Star Wars games was just incredible. Yeah. So, yeah.
I like the Star Wars Pogs. I think that was really good.
Yeah, that doesn't really come into it, but if you change that to Star Wars Pod Racing, then it does come into it, which is a very good game. Very good game. But it also opens up to other movie franchise like Indiana Jones, but we haven't actually heard much about that either. So we're all getting excited. There's not that much news out there, to be honest. But personally, I think that's going to be like a Lara Croft sort of thing. It's Uncharted. It's a pretty safe bet to go to. I mean, it's all mapped out for you there. We all know those games are popular.
Yeah, so, I heard someone say it like Microsoft have now got their own Uncharted, which is actually Indiana Jones, which is basically what Uncharted was supposed to be, like pretending to be, but they've actually got it, and it will 100% be exclusive. This will be exclusive on Xbox. Yeah. It'd be the first exclusive where I'm like, oh, I kind of wish I could play that, but
I'm not. So the Star Wars game I am looking forward to. Indiana Jones game, maybe not so much. I never was really a massive fan of the Uncharted franchise, to be honest. I was more of a Tomb Raider. But
Oh really? I thought they were great. They're fantastic. Second one was so good.
The studio making Indiana Jones games is Machine Games, isn't it? So it's Wolfenstein. And Wolfen's like I haven't played the new Wolfensteins. They are completely different to any Uncharted. It's just basically don't stop, shoot anything that moves, just kill.
I mean, that's, is it going to be Indiana Jones with a machine gun? That's what I want to know. Shooting Nazis.
100%. They're going to be melting.
There is a crossover with Indiana Jones and Wolfenstein. A lot of Nazis. So
that's
true. I can see it now. I can see it working.
You can see it happening. Yeah, you can see it in your mind's eye. Using that whip to, get to one platform to the other.
Yeah, kill a massive robot Nazi dog.
Where does Master Chief come in there? Is he going to feature, do you reckon?
Yeah, Master Chief's just kind of come. Indy's just about to get killed, and Master Chief's like, I'm here. And he's just going to help him up a ledge or something.
Yeah.
It's just
music kicks off. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Amazing.
Actually, sounds like an amazing. I really want to play this game.
Sounds incredible.
Yeah.
I might buy an Xbox. Maybe.
So Star Wars. That's the main. That's what I'm really looking forward to. I just wish we had a little bit more information on it. Hopefully, if they really wanted to, they could go about the same route as Knights of the Old Republic 3. Go that route. I know they can't because of the rights, but I mean, if they was clever about it, they could do that where you can customize your lightsaber. You got a story. You got companions. You can learn about them.
Sounds like a Fallen Order.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but a little bit better. Yeah, let's not do that. Yeah, let's not do that.
Fallen Order is a really good game. I actually started playing it this week because they released a patch. It's like 4K 60 on PS5. And it actually looks decent. It looks good, which I think is all but confirmation that they're making a Fallen Order 2, which is coming out this year. Because why would you just release that out of the blue? Clearly, they're working on upgrading the visuals. So,
like I said to you guys, that's why I didn't play it for a whole year. I knew it was coming, and that's why I waited.
So, of course, mate. Yeah, we believe you. The guy that plays on 1080p TV cares about graphics.
I've got my phone right next to me, and it looks glorious. So,
I'm sure it does. With your mind. So, go back to the massive game. Do you reckon it's going to be like a live service game, like a Division, or is it going to be an RPG, or what? Do you reckon?
I'm really hoping not. I'm really hoping it's going to be just a contained contained story, just a nice RPG, and it works. They can bring out DLC for it, because I enjoyed The Division, but the only reason I enjoyed The Division is because I had people to play it with. It's not one of these games you can pick up on your own. It's just and it's really grindy. We've talked about it before. Shooting a man with one bulletproof vest on and taking 2 minutes to kill him constantly.
Yep.
Isn't good.
I think we said before, like the Division 1, really enjoyed it because me and Reese went through it and we just had a laugh playing it. It was a really good time. When I missed the release of Division 2, and then bought it when it was on sale and tried to play it on my own, and it was like the worst game. It was just the worst thing ever. So
you can't play those games by yourself. They're not fun.
Play it, but with someone else. So
no. Kind of lucky I always play those games. Like I always plan to play it with people and always get it at the same time. So I always experience those things like Division, Anthem, Destiny, all those things. I kind of love all those games. And I do hope they do make that. And I think they will, because why would you give it to Massive if that's not what you're going to do?
Oh, really?
Because if you're going to make a game that you want, why don't you just give it to one of the Canadian teams that make the Sandbox, who make the Assassin's Creed, the Far Cry's? You'd give it to Ubisoft Montreal, wouldn't you? Or like, I don't know why they would give it to Massive that make that type of game. Like, I just hope they would have learned. Like, not all games need to be like that. You look at the Avengers, that went down like a sack of shit because it was just there wasn't enough content there. But it just wasn't. It doesn't. Not all games need to be online. Not all games need to be multiplayer. And I think I'm hoping studios are learning that they would make enough money. They would make massive amount of money just bringing out a really good Star Wars game. They learned that from Fallen Order. So you'd think they would learn this, that it doesn't need to be a multiplayer. It doesn't need to. You don't need to play it. You don't need to grind for stuff.
Can they make more from it being a live service game though? Because you can milk so like a successful live service game. They can milk
that's the thing in it. If it's successful, so they was hoping this with the Avengers and it wasn't, and it's starting to die off. Whereas you look at the old Star Wars games, all those fans are waiting for that game the next game to come out, the next Knights of the Old Republic. They're waiting for it. So if they can deliver, they'll make enough money. And then if they want to make some more money, just slap some DLC on there. Slap DLC on there, 35 quid, make it big enough. People buy that. It'll go and go.
I agree with you when you say, sorry, brother. I agree with you when you said like not every game needs to be online, doesn't need to be a live service game. But if you're going to give it to Massive, they are a studio that do make those games. Where I think the Avengers comparison is like Square Enix made Tomb Raider. They made the single player games, and this is the first time they're making that type of game. It's kind of like you want to give it to the developer, and that's why I think the exclusivity ending is so good, because you give it to a developer that is specialized in that type of game, and you make them make that type of game. Don't give a game to DICE and make them make a not first-person shooter. DICE make first-person shooters. So Bungie, do you know what I mean? Or Call of Duty Studios, like, do you know, like, you just give it to a developer that makes that type of game. And so if you're giving it to the developer that makes Division, let them make a Star Wars Division. If you don't want them to make a Star Wars Division, don't give it to that studio. Ubisoft have got great studios that make sandbox games that like Assassin's Creed, Far Cry. That is their bread and butter. Watch Dogs, which I'm not so fan of. But when you think of a Ubisoft game, you think of like an open world game. And they've got so many studios that do it. The only studio that doesn't really do that is Massive. So I kind of feel like, why give it to them if they're not going to do that? If you know what I mean, yeah.
I'm hoping not, but I do get you.
Yeah, I get it.
That does happen. Now there is not only EA. You're going to have a load of other studios making games as well. So hopefully, everyone will get a game they like. So you get the player open world RPG. You'll get you'll get your Destiny type, Division type game. So everyone's going to get a game they can enjoy playing. So.
Yeah. Would you rather them announce their, I don't know, maybe it'll be exclusive on Xbox if they did do that, but Obsidian, for example, are making an RPG.
Yeah, no.
Would you rather Obsidian do it, or I know they've made Cyberpunk, but CD Projekt Red, would you rather them do an RPG, or even BioWare? Do you know what I mean? Like one of those studios that make RPGs than Massive. Like I'd rather them announce that than an RPG from Massive, because they don't make RPGs. And I guess studios can change. Like we didn't expect, I don't know,
they did make Far Cry 3, and that was one of the best Far Cries. So they've got they have done it. They have done it before.
Were they a support studio? I think Montreal was the lead. I think they were just support, maybe. I don't know if they led that. But yeah, we'll see. But I just want loads of good Star Wars games from different studios, and you can just pick and choose. And that's why I feel like it's good that EA are no longer. I think EA is still going to make good games. EA, if anything, it gives them an incentive to make better games, because it's like, if you're not going to do it, we will just go here. Like, if you're not going to do good, we'll go to Ubisoft, we'll go to Xbox, we'll go to PlayStation. Maybe, like, can Naughty Dog do a game? Like, give it to Naughty Dog. They're open now. I don't think they're going to make another Last of Us. Are they going to go back to Uncharted? Like, although Naughty Dog's so talented, you kind of want them to do their own IP or maybe a new IP. But what if you gave them Star Wars? Like, do whatever you want. Like, there's such good storytelling, So yeah, let's see. We'll see what happens.
Would you want a Star Wars Division, Reese? Is that what you're hoping for?
Yeah, I want everything. I'm greedy. I want an RPG, single player game. I want a game with play as a Jedi. I want a really good Destiny type Star Wars game. Yeah, it's a fantasy. Like, I love Destiny, which is basically Star Wars, isn't it? It's a sci-fi fantasy game where you're playing as space wizards and do you know what I mean? Like, it is Star Wars essentially. If you like Destiny and you like all the lore in Destiny, you're probably gonna like Star Wars as well.
Luke Smith said there's a lot of Star Wars references in Destiny, I think, isn't there? There's a lot of crossovers. It's like, oh, that's a bit close to licensing. There's a few parts. Yeah.
We're so close to getting lightsabers. Like, just give us like swords are so cool in the game. Like, make them one like a lightsaber. Just give me a lightsaber. Like,
I bet they've looked into the patterns in like fine tooth comb trying to get us lightsabers.
So close. We've got kind of Final Fantasy swords at the moment, so we're getting close to our IPs. Go on, Brad. What was you going to say, Brad?
I've got nothing. No. I've said.
Oh, sorry, I thought I interrupted you earlier.
No. Oh yeah, it was just about every studios. Everyone's going to hopefully get a game they like. So, it's just. I think it's just good that EA hasn't got control over it really anymore, because although apparently Star Wars Battlefront 2 is really good now, it's a game. It's a game that everyone wanted, but it's taken 3 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it's been since it came out. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get some decent.
I must say 4. I don't know why 2017 in my head is when it released.
Maybe, yeah. I think it was, because the first one came out in 2015 when Force Awakens came out. So yeah, that would have made sense. And hopefully, we do get a KOTOR 3 or similar. So yeah.
Which I think is going to happen. It's just going to take time. I think the deal with EA doesn't actually expire until the 2023. So we've still got 2 years technically, and obviously all these games, if Massive are making either an RPG or like a live service game, they take like 6 years to make anyway, or maybe longer. So we're not going to see any of these games beyond that date anyway. It's just going to be EA up to that point anyway. So we'll see.
Yeah, I was going to say something else, but it's. Oh yeah, and if they do bring out a Star Wars like Destiny type game or Division type game, I would play it. So
yeah. Would you play Ash? I'm sure you would. You could play, but you'd play it.
Yeah, I'd leave it a couple of weeks. I'd leave it and see what it was like. I probably would pick it up eventually, but yeah, I would. Yeah, I'd be more hesitant if it wasn't a contained game.
I mean, the Division is four group teams, so
there you go. Yeah,
just saying.
That's true.
Fire team going in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fire team. Yep. Cool.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Nice. It's kind of a really good segue into our main topic this week, which was basically if we could pitch a Star Wars game to one of the developers or to Disney, what would the Star Wars game be, and which developer would we give it to? We're going to do a little bit of a role play in here to make it fun. And Brad Seeley is going to be our CEO. He's going to make the decisions, and us three are going to be the mugs that pitch.
Yes. Yep.
And
then I pick the winner.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is why he wanted to do it.
Yeah. He could just pick himself.
I've got a feeling like Brad M's going to win, because I feel like he's not going to pick his brother. He's not going to pick me. So he's just going to pick... Brad M's.
It's definitely not going to pick mine.
I've got an idea what Brad M's game is going to be, so
it's gonna...
Oh yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to kick off, Brad M?
All right, sure. So, all right, we'll get it out of the way. I'm not going to go with Bungie. I thought about that, and I thought about, all right, well, look, a first person sort of like just a carbon copy of Destiny in the Star Wars universe, would that be good? And I don't know if it would be. I don't know if there is a good loot pursuit in Star Wars, really. And you know, we've got to think about, well, that's probably what Massive are making, but Massive is, well, I'm assuming it would be third person, not first person, third person. And you don't have to have as much emphasis on weapon design because you're a bit limited when you've got a lightsaber. You know, how much different can it be? And you know, trying to, is there that many weapons in the Star Wars universe other than, I don't know.
There's lots of weapons. There's loads of weapons. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of in Battlefront. Yeah, I guess there is quite a lot, isn't there? But no, my idea was I'm just gonna go full out there. I want like a Star Wars wacky racer. Like, get the fucking guys that made Fall Guys, get a Star Wars racer, like a Mario Kart, and just get like, I don't know, like space races, X-wings up against the Mandalorian one. What's his ship called? And
Slave One.
Yeah, and just be able to like fuck each other up on the racetrack, and I don't know, just some sort of. I clearly haven't put too much thought into this. I don't know if you can tell, but some sort of fun racer, Mario Kart-esque, not too cartoony, because then it would just take its the fun.
It won't be so serious anymore, would it? It's such a serious game.
No. Yeah. So I'm going down the route of racer. But if I was to choose, I'll tell you what. If I was to actually choose, I would genuinely probably have chosen what they've chosen. I would say, I'd love them to make a Division style third person shooter by Massive. I genuinely have that, so I'm really, really pleased with that news. But that's not my pitch because it's been done. So yeah.
I'm really pleased with that news. I just thought, imagine if it's not different planets like the Massive game, and it's just on Coruscant. Coruscant is the world, and you'll go around. That would be quite cool. Just saying.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Although if you got like Jedi, I don't know how that would work. If there's like different classes and Jedi is a class, would anybody choose anything else other than a Jedi? Or
this is the problem, isn't it? So if you're coming up against another player and you're both Jedis and you're hitting each other with a lightsaber, it's gonna be a really hard one to do. You just look over and you just see like fucking 12 people just fucking lightsabers just going mad, hitting each other. It's gonna be a hard one to pull off. That's why I think I liked on and I keep going back to it, but on Knights of the Republic, because it was turn-based, I know a lot of people didn't like that, but there was, you saw different flourishes and lightsabers making contact and stuff like that. So I think it's a really hard thing to do. I think any sword game's hard to do. I mean, but Ghost of Tsushima, they've done it really well, so it can be done.
Yeah, I think that kind of style, maybe where you got abilities, maybe like The Witcher, because he does have like powers and stuff, and the sword combat was really, really good. I don't think they'll go to like like the Batman or the what's the Lord of the Rings game, the Shadow of War combat, because I thought that's really dated. Because I did play it and I had to delete it because I just couldn't play it anymore. Because I just stood there and then the little prompt came up and I just pressed triangle and countered. And although I didn't know the buttons, I like took down this whole group of orcs because all I did was stand there and they did it one at a time. They were very slow. And it's kind of like, wow, we've really like moved on from combat. Combat is a lot more difficult now. You've got to really think about things, which probably has been influenced by like Dark Souls and games like that. But you just don't realize until you go back and you're like, wow, this was really slow and just not very entertaining at all. Anyway, my game, since we've got Star Wars Jedi as like a title, I want Star Wars Sith. And I want it to be about Palpatine, a young Palpatine, before Episode 1. And I want it to be made by Santa Monica, obviously the guys that made God of War. And I want it to be about his rise to power in the Senate, and obviously him being trained under Plagueis and in training and stuff. And I don't know what the story's going to be. I'll leave it to Santa Monica to do. But I just want to play as a young Palpatine.
Oh, nice. That's pretty good.
I really like the Force Unleashed games. They're maybe some of my favorite games. Just playing as a really powerful, overpowered, like dark Sith, And I just feel like, we've had Obi-Wan games. We've had like a lot of games about Jedi's, but we don't really get games where we just play as other than obviously Knights of the Old Republic, but you don't really know until the end, do you? Where it's like a plot twist. But an actual action game made by the guys that made God of War, where you actually, I think that would be absolutely cool, awesome. So that's my pitch.
Cool. Makes my Star Wars racer sound a bit silly now.
You did use the term wacky, so I think it was always going to be a little bit silly.
Yeah, true. You did start off with wacky, wacky racers.
yeah.
Star Wars wacky racers. I can see it now. Yeah.
Just want you to take this seriously. It's just like wacky racers. Fucking nets coming out the front and stuff.
Yes, that's the vision.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right, cool. So I'll go with my one then. So my one would be just after the fall of the Empire. About a couple of years after, so Luke's got his Jedi's together. He's learning, he goes along, and he's sent one of his Jedi's out to Tatooine to mediate Sand people because they're massive. What they call like a clan? I don't know, maybe a clan. But they keep going. Yeah, they keep going after a flock of Sand people. They keep going after moisture farmers. And the character you play is either a girl or a boy. It's up to you. And you start off with your family who's
made by Ubisoft,
moisture farmers. Yeah, made by Ubisoft. Yeah. No, made by BioWare. BioWare is going to be this one. So you go out one day, you come back, your family's all been killed. And because you're so bitter about it, you take it out on the Jedi because he didn't do his job well enough to mediate the Sand people, and you feel he's made the situation worse. You then, as an orphan, get taken in by a Hutt, you get trained as a bounty hunter, and you become one of the baddest bounty hunters in the galaxy. So from there on, you've got...
It's got like a backstory and everything.
I know, yeah. I did think about this a lot. I thought that's all we had to do, so I really thought about it. And so you've got a moral system. You can either just be about going after Jedi and hunting them, because that's what your main profession is, or you can be about going after everyone and becoming a bit of a scumbag and not caring who it is, not having any feelings whatsoever. And so, there's a bit of a moral system there, and it's all about trying to get after Luke. But, there's a bit more of a story in there. You learn, maybe you learn that they're not all that bad, or maybe you do learn that he's the worst and you're going to try and kill him regardless.
Maybe the end, you can choose to let him live or kill him. Maybe that's the decision at the end.
I think he's going to be more about trying to kill him. He's definitely going to kill you if you try and go after him. Yeah, it's going to be more like a Red Dead situation that you're never really going to win if you take the wrong path. And that's what I want it to be. I want it to be, you can go to 3 or 4 planets, not too many. You can just walk into bars. You've got your gun hanging off your hip. It's more like Red Dead, that sort of atmosphere when you walk in.
See, I thought about this a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Dead, but on Tatooine as a bounty hunter. Okay.
Yeah. So that's it. And then you've got your speeder bike instead of your horse.
Do you get to play farm simulator like you do in Red Dead? Like, do you get to move the hay, like sand castles?
You didn't learn that because your family got killed too early. So they never taught you. They never taught you any moisture farming. That's my pitch. I think I have one. So go on, Brad.
It's a good pitch. Mine's the only one that you actually get to play as a lightsaber, which is like the best.
Yeah, well, I thought you was both going to go for lightsabers, so I thought I'll go for a bounty hunter. And you never know. You might find out you got force powers eventually. That might be part of the arc. I don't know.
Right. Well, they're all very interesting pitches. Maybe one, not so much.
Yeah, Reese.
Sorry, guys.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I thought that would be fun. Like, come on, you want to play CDS? No.
Yeah, I will have to go with Ashley's one because it just sounds like it's a Star Wars Western. It just sounds.
Thank you.
It just sounds brilliant.
I know the audience.
He just pitches the Mandalorian, but it's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We all love the Mandalorian.
It's not a pit, but yeah.
I'd have to pick that one. I think followed by Brad's wacky
races.
And then Reese says, sorry, mate.
Whatever Reese said, I don't know.
tuned out when
something about Palpatine.
And yeah, something about Sidious or something. I was like, yeah, right, mate, yeah. So
I generally thought it would be a fun game. I'm sorry, guys.
It would be a fun game. It would be a fun game.
Not as fun as Star Wars Wacky Races, so
definitely not.
I feel like
if we're talking about fun, then,
out of all the pitches, that would be the only game I probably wouldn't play. Well, I would give Ash's game a go, and I would definitely give my game a go, but I don't know.
Have you got one, Brad? I know you're CEO, but have you got one?
No, yeah, I'm CEO. The one I would have gone for is kind of like, again, an RPG. It would be based around, so you're a Jedi sent out before the Clone Wars to find or try and get in touch with Outbound Flight, like this project that the Republic done to send this massive ship off to the unknown regions to map it out and that. Find out what happened to it, because people, they don't know it, but it crashed and all that. The Chiss destroyed it. And then you'd end up running into, like, let's say, the Chiss, and then you explore some of the unknown regions, and you don't know what the Clone Wars is happening because you're out of contact with them, and then that you could, sequels. There's sequels. You could go back, and then after Order 66 and all that. So, just something like that.
Sounds a bit like Andromeda.
Yeah, but good.
Yeah. Oh, well, but good.
Yeah.
Just pitching other games.
Yeah.
Ash pitched another TV show, and you just pitched another game. I feel like the sequel's to you, dude.
I'd go more down the Legends route though, because what happens if you run into like some advanced scout party of the Yuzhan Vong or something? That's what I want. But this is just me reading all the expanded universe books, so yeah, it's
you can't have that now because Mickey Mouse won't allow it.
Yeah, I know. So that's what I want. Yeah.
You could get Hello Games behind that.
Yeah, Hello Games behind it, and then they could maybe if they released it working though, that'd be good. I reckon that'd be
ideal.
Yeah,
yep.
But that's what I'd go for. Something like that.
Cool. Nice.
I think they'll know I'm the winner, so
you pick yourself, right? You pick yourself.
Guess what? I've got the money. I'll pick it.
Well, before we move on to the worst segment of all time.
Guess what? There ain't no worst segment of all time because I'm getting a load of shit for it. So I thought, I'm not going to bother. So I didn't do it.
You didn't do it? No. Well, that backfired.
Yeah.
I think he forgot. Because he's frantically looking now. So,
did you forget?
One, there's nothing again, and two, just keep getting shit about it. People don't like. I could have talked about Adventure Time Game Wizard. I could have talked about Color Flood HD. What else we got here? Link a Pix Color. This crap.
I'm glad you didn't.
This is crap.
It sounds like just the usual kind of games, we picks, to be fair.
Ambition of the Slimes. This slime, and they've got ambition. It's good. It's just a lot of shit, really. So.
All right. Well, you make sure you pick one for next week, yeah.
Well, keep getting shit for it, don't I? So,
Anyway,
I've gone for MTV Music Generator. No, that's it. Now I'm going to read the whole list. I'm going to read them all. You can't see that because it's too bright. So that backfired.
Yep.
Can I just backtrack a little bit? I just
go for it.
Sorry, Star Wars Wacky Races. No. Star Wars Wacky Races. I didn't actually tell Brad who developed it.
Okay.
Young Horses.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's Brad's in. Yeah, Brad's,
there we go.
He's got the funding. He's got the funding. Sorry. This is
good. Glad to
what did they make? Did they make Bug Snacks by any chance?
Yes, they did.
I thought so. I fucking knew it.
If someone come up with a Bug Snacks Star Wars game, I'd have been all over it.
Yeah, you're like Luke Skywalker, but you're actually a hot dog.
Yeah. I did think about it. I did think about doing that because I knew you would pick it, but I was like, no, I'm just going to go with my own idea.
No, I'm not. I'm not even doing it for comedic value. Fuck it. I'm going to go with my game.
Yep. Yeah. Because I am hoping someone listens to this and it actually happens. It comes to...
Yeah. My game would be amazing if there's any developers out there who want to make that. please.
Yep.
I didn't realise. I found this out the other day. During episode 1, Sidious's master, Darth Plagueis, was still alive. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it didn't.
Yeah.
I always thought he'd been dead for
He
years.
poisoned him not too long after that.
Still alive. Still alive. Yeah.
See, good story. We can see it all in my video game.
Okay,
I think Santa Monica should cancel God of War. Just cancel it now.
Just cancel it,
Like no one's interested in that. And just make the game that I just said. So
He's filling a lot of backstory, I'll tell you now. There's nothing about it, so
it's not. I'll let them decide. Be creative. You know, we know the character. We know he's from Tatooine, not Tatooine, Naboo. And I think he hated his family because they lacked ambition.
Yeah,
they
that's
didn't
really
want
rich.
to rule the galaxy,
Yeah.
and he did. So I think he killed his entire family, and
Yeah.
Plague seduced him, and he got into the Senate and raised to power. And I think he was clouded, so like even Force users couldn't even sense his that he was like a Force user.
His ambitions, yeah.
Yeah, and stuff. So hence why Yoda said he was like clouds everything, and that's why they could never sense him. So no, it could be a very good story. Very good story. So anyway, moving on. We're going to do our Metacritic competition of 2021. We did it at the back end of last year for like basically the autumn winter games. But this year we're going to do it for the entire year. So we're going to kick it off with the only game we're going to do in January, which is Hitman 3. So Hitman on PS4. So I've got the scores of the 2 previous games made by IO Interactive. The first one scored 84 and Hitman 2 scored 82. So mid to low 80s. Brad M, would you like to kick off your prediction for Hitman 3 on the PS? We're going to go PS4 or PS5 version? PS4 version?
PS4 version.
Yeah, PS4 version.
79%.
79. Wow. Okay.
And low.
Yeah.
Brad S.
I'm going to go for 81.
Anesh.
I want to go for 88.
Oh,
I'm going higher, but what you've got, yeah, and what you've got to remember is it's a dry month as well, so it's gonna get. I think it's gonna get good scores anyway, and people want some games for that console, so I think plenty of people are gonna pick it up, and I love Hitman, so.
Okay, I'm gonna go in the middle. I'm gonna go 85.
Pussy.
It's either high or low, isn't it? It's go lower or higher. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, 85, I reckon. Cool.
Okay, sweet.
Nice. Well, we would go on to This Day in Gaming, but we don't have a This Day in Gaming anymore. It's been cancelled. Thank God. Finally, we've taken 31 episodes, but we finally got rid of it.
You know what? I'm gonna rest it. I'm gonna sunset it. Okay.
Sunset. People don't like sunsetting, mate. Trust me. I come from a community, and people get very upset. You need to replace it with something equally as good.
Yeah, Brad seems to know what he's talking about in Destiny, and he don't like, so he thinks it's right. So yeah, I'm going to go I'm going for the Destiny expert here, Reese. I'm sorry. Okay.
Clearly not me.
Maybe tweak it or something. Maybe bring it back, or another segment. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's going to have a little break though.
You're taking a break from it.
Yeah, it's got
on hiatus.
Fair enough. Anyway, we'll go on to what we've been playing this week and watching and stuff, and then we'll go on to our very short spoiler-ish review or discussion of Wandavision, episode 1 and 2, because I believe we've all watched it. So, Brad S, do you want to kick off with what you've been playing this week?
Yeah, all I've been playing still is Spider-Man Remastered.
Cool.
So I've got to the point now where I give up on PS4. So, do I carry on playing? Or do
You're going to stop.
Again?
You're going to stop playing. You're going to stop playing. Actually, what new content? Fuck that. I don't want to know. I don't want to know what's going to happen at the end. I'm enjoying this game far too much.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with it and finish that. And then just really enjoying it. Just love it. Yeah, it's just brilliant. I'm going to try, like I said last week, try and platinum it. So, I'm doing what I did with Ghost of Tsushima though. I'm kind of doing all the kind of little annoying background bits now. So when I do finish the game, I can just
absolutely. You need to do that game.
Up, yeah.
I didn't think he was going to do it. I thought it was too. You said it was too much.
Yeah, no.
Change your mind.
I mean, I'm playing it now. I'm playing it a lot. So I thought I'm already started it, so I'm gonna just try and do it.
Yep.
Just enjoying it.
Guess who re-downloaded My Name Is Mayo 2? This guy.
Well, I'll download that later as well then, and then. So I haven't played any more Resident Evil. I was playing Resident Evil. Got to a point playing it for about 40 minutes, and then my girlfriend turned the PlayStation 4 on downstairs. In my profile, logged in as me. My PS5 upstairs kind of shit itself. The PS4 shit itself, and then I just lost all of my progress. I didn't save, so that was annoying.
Wow.
That's not supposed to happen, is it?
Well, I was downstairs, and all I heard was this god awful noise, like this meh. I was like, "What is that?" Run upstairs, and my sound bar was just going crazy, and I just had to turn the PlayStation off, and then obviously after that it was.
Oh wow.
So,
well, how is she? How is the PlayStation? Is she alright?
Yeah, she's fine. I thought you meant. I was like,
Well, two things you need to do there is you need to carry on playing it, and you need to bin your missus, because that's out of order. that game deserves a little bit more attention than that. I'm telling you now.
What I've done is I've set her up her own PlayStation, her own profile. She's got her own profile, she's got her own PlayStation Plus, so now she can play Monopoly to her heart's consent without it. So.
Yeah.
Can't believe that. Can't believe it.
Monopoly as well, out of all the games. Ridiculous.
And you know what? I'm going to do a shout out. I'm actually going to do a shout out to her. It's her birthday. When this podcast goes out, I'm just going to say happy birthday.
All right.
Oh, no.
This is her birthday present.
All right, that's all right, isn't it?
Does she listen to the podcast? I didn't think she listened to it.
I'll just show it to her and be like, here you go, happy birthday, it's your birthday present.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday. From all of us, from the part-time players.
Yes.
Cool. Ash, what's been happening in your world?
I've just been playing more of Assassin's Creed, to be honest. That game is so long. I don't think I'm going to be finished anytime soon. Yep. I'm level 260, 270 now.
Okay.
But I thought this is it. I'm powerful now. And then I went up against some witch woman, and she's 350. I'm like, fuck's sake. There's so much more to do. I just want to get that, because you've got to do it to get Thor's armor. And I just want that armor. I don't want to keep upgrading armor I'm not going to wear forever. I'd rather just get the armor I want and then just upgrade it. So
sure.
Yeah, so I'm still going at it. But it's good though, because it's not too hard to level up. Even if you just play the storyline, you level up. I think you more or less level up every single time you complete a mission, because you get so many points.
Cool.
But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. There was a part on it which I've never seen them do before, which I really enjoyed. Then again, I haven't played all the other ones probably, but there's you're fighting someone. I won't say who. You're fighting someone, and he distracts you by talking in part of the combat, and he asks you something. It gives you 3 dialogue options, and then before you can click on any of them, it all goes away and comes up. Dodge is one of the options, and if you don't press it quick enough, he hits you, which I thought was really clever. You know,
did you get hit by it?
I did, yeah. I did. I was like, oh, what can I say? Oh shit! And then I just got hit. But yeah, no, I thought that was really clever. But no, yeah, that's what I've been playing. Really enjoying it, like I say.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. Bread M. Destiny.
I've been playing more Destiny. Just been Sherpa in
spoilers.
Some through some old raids. We're just ticking off like all the stuff that's left to do now, all the triumphs and challenges in the raids. The last thing I want to do before the season ends is get that freaking rocket launcher from the raid now. It just will not drop for me. I'm on 23 clears and it's just not happening. Oh, it's frustrating.
I heard there's a really annoying thing, something to do with sunsetting or something to do with that game. I don't know, but I'm not hearing good things, I'll tell you now.
If you listen to this week's episode of the Part-Time Players podcast, there's a really good conversation about it.
Got some thoughts on that.
Hey, then this week, let's make sure that what we say is the discussion, because we had someone was unhappy that we was talking about saying, it didn't live up to his expectations, and he left. Yeah, he left us.
Well, you're the guy that writes the title, so you're calling yourself out here. Is this a word to yourself here?
And you two did discuss whether or not people like me and Ashley could go in and start playing it, and the answer was yes.
No, we did get there in the end. Yeah, you're right. I was like, did we even talk about that? But no, you're right. It was going in that direction. So no, fair play.
We asked for feedback and we got feedback.
Yeah.
So
I only saw the comment on YouTube, and that was that lady saying "Hello, boys," which I replied to, and I did not get a response. I tell you now.
Yeah. Good.
Unbelievable.
Angry people or bots. That's our,
it's one of the two.
If you're a real person, just leave comments.
Please.
Have a look back at have a look at last week's YouTube upload. Have a look at the comment on there. Have a look at the profile picture and enjoy.
Yeah. But that's
We just want real people. We just want some human contact, please. Please. We're in lockdown. I haven't seen anyone for days.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We just need a little bit of outside interaction.
This is where it's come to. It's come to begging.
Yeah.
I'm not above it. I'm not above it, I'll tell you now.
I'll give a £10 voucher to anyone.
Well, you fuck that. I'm pretty sure that's libel, mate.
Wow, bribery.
I'm distancing myself from that.
I don't have £10.
Not.
Have you played any more of Ghost, Brad? I take it you haven't.
Do you know what? I hate myself. There's no. I hate myself a little bit. I love that game, and I think it's beautiful and it's brilliant. And
you're never gonna play it again.
I've just really gone off of RP, and I'm worried about Horizon being on the horizon. I'm like, am I going to have the same? There's nothing wrong with Ghost of Tsushima. It's really satisfying to play, and I'm sure it's got a great story. And Destiny has ruined my gaming.
The problem is it's not Destiny. That's the problem you've got.
I've just been converted. I've just been converted into this guy that's like just smacked down with a loot pursuit, like get a better weapon on Destiny and go and get on with it. I've just got this nagging in my head, like, oh shit, I'm missing out on getting more stuff in Destiny. Destiny has to get really bad, I think, and I have to be like, oh fuck this game, and then like the world is my oyster.
You're like one of those kids who have to go to those farms to stop playing games. Like, you get those like anti-masturbation farms. You have to go to one of them just to leave Destiny alone.
Do you like?
Is what?
Is there a quiet time for Destiny? Will it quieten down where there isn't anything to do, so you can be freed of your, this burden?
Not with the new model they've got. They're really. The trouble is, right? Luke Smith, who's the game director, is a huge World of Warcraft fan, and he is slowly turning Destiny into that sort of World of Warcraft MMO. Like always reasons to log in, the FOMO's there, even though they said they're trying to take that out of the game because it's not good, but it's there, it's present. Yep. But no, I don't know.
Every week there is more reason for me not to play it. It's just
if you're in, you're in, innit? Yeah. But it seems like a hard one to jump into.
Yeah. It's like, and scary. If you do get into it, it's by the sounds of it, it gets into you and you cannot leave. That's it. Then you just,
And also, I haven't played it in about just over 2 years. So it turns out when I turn it on, all my equipment's going to be useless. I'm just going to be standing there naked, it's
all sunset
on a planet I've never played before.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. There's two different. There is a casual fan base of Destiny. Reese is one, but it's mostly
absolutely compared to Brad, everybody's casual.
Yeah, I saw the stats. I'm in the top 1% of time invested, which could be a problem. Moving on, Reese, what are you playing this week?
I've been playing Destiny, no surprise. Same as what Brad's been doing, just ticking up the triumphs and things. I've also been playing Assassin's Creed, and I like it, but I'm really struggling to get into it because it's not Destiny. No, I'm joking. And I even bought the wolf. Like I went into the store and bought the wolf that you can mount and ride like this giant wolf because I thought that would just make me get into it. It's really cool, like riding a wolf. I don't know. It's good and it seems really long. And I feel like I'm just not making any progress, and it's so daunting. And I just want to invest all my time into it. But I'm always like, want to find that other game to play. And I keep going into my library, going, should I download that? Hence, I downloaded Shadow of War. Then I played that, and I instantly deleted it because I didn't like the combat. Then I downloaded Star Wars Jedi, and I was like, okay, this is quite cool. Maybe I can get the platinum for this because I'm trying to find things to do because I like to play Destiny, but I like to play like another game. And I guess that game should be Cyberpunk, but I just kind of want to wait for that as well. So I don't know. It's just, there's no game that's really like satisfying that I really, really want to play. And it's just like, okay, this is good. There's no reason why this is bad, but I'm just not invested to keep going back. I haven't got that itch to be like, oh, I want to play that game. I haven't had that game. Yeah. I haven't had that feeling since Spider-Man Miles. Like, that's the last time I felt that.
See, I like it when you get like, and I have got that with Spider-Man Remastered. So I'm looking forward to playing. I want to play. I'm enjoying it, and that's gonna carry me on to finish it. So
yeah. I think we all have those moments, don't it? It's like, oh, this game's good. There's no reason, but it's like I just can't play it. I just feel like I'm forcing myself to do something, and it's almost because I want to get the trophies as well. It's like I'm going to play, I don't know, Horizon again, and I was like, oh, this hasn't really aged that well, but I want to get the trophies. This is why I bought it. It's like, do I force myself to do it? And it's like, no, I'm not going to force myself to play a video game.
Even with Valhalla, there's plenty of times where I'm like, oh, I really don't want to turn this off. I want to carry on playing. Yeah. But I've got work tomorrow, so I turn it off. But like you say, it's rare for me to get I really want to turn that on now. I just turn it on because I haven't got anything else to play. But when I've turned it on and I start playing it, I get really into it. And next thing I've been playing it for hours. So it's a weird one. It's not one of them I'm like, I haven't had that feeling in ages. Like, you know, when you really want to play a game, you're like, I can't wait to play that. I can't wait to get home from work and play that. I haven't had that.
I did with Spider-Man. Last time I had it, Spider-Man's such a good game. And then before that was Ghost. And I get it with Destiny when like new content's out. I can't wait to play it. It's just kind of like you just can't wait to just get into it straight away. And it's like almost like a race with Destiny because it's like a grind. And you're doing levels, and you want to be at that level to then do the higher gear with everybody else. And it's a team thing, so it's like you just get that itch. Which I haven't got for a while, but I haven't got it at the moment either. But like you said, it's a very good game. It's a very good game. I didn't realize, because obviously when you're looting, you're a Viking. You're looting and pillaging all the time. You're collecting silver, which is like the currency in the game. I didn't realize you could spend it. I had thousands of that stuff in your shop, in your settlement, because I was going around like all the towns in England thinking there's no shops to buy things. Like, I've got all this silver, I've got thousands of it, and I've realized there's shops in your own settlement where you could buy like
there is shops in towns as well.
Is there really?
It's the one that looks like the money bag. It's got the shop. It's like the sack.
Okay.
Coin purse,
Cool.
Ball bags.
Jesus. All right. We'll leave it on that note.
That's Destiny for you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So now it's we're going to talk about Wandavision. If you want to watch Wandavision, you haven't, then probably best turn off now. Same format as when we did the Mandalorian. So if you want to get in touch, like we said, you can view us now. Look at our smiling faces on YouTube at Part-Time Players Pod. Please like and subscribe there, and turn on the bell and comment, all that stuff. We love it. Then there's also Twitter, which is at PTPlayerspod. Facebook is the Part-Time Players Podcast. Instagram is PTPlayerspod, and Gmail is PTPlayerspod at parttimeplayerspod@gmail.com. Any of those ways you can get in contact with us, and we'll read them all.
All those are in the description as well. So if you don't quite catch those, they're always in the description.
Was I reading too fast?
No, I'm just for helpful information.
If you look in the description, they're all there as well. So get in touch with us. It'd be great. So cool. WandaVision.
Yep. Spoilers, by the way. I don't know if you said spoilers, but
spoilers.
I said it already, Reese. Okay.
All right. I'm playing it safe because I feel like a few of the Mando episodes we just didn't say that. We just went straight into it. We kind of forgot, and then halfway through we realized, oh, this is spoilers, by the way.
I like doing that.
You spoiled The Last of Us 2 for me as well.
Yeah.
In one of your previous episodes before I'd finished it. So thanks for that.
And
don't worry about it, mate. Shit.
Yeah, he spoiled me. Actually, he spoiled me. I can't watch the Mandalorian. I ain't got the internet. Oh, what? Just texting me everything.
Yeah. I remember he did. Similar to me, slightly different.
Who?
Yeah, about the X-wing.
Anyway,
when the X-wing
we're talking about
Wandavision.
Wandavision.
Wandavision, yeah.
Brett, you got your
Knob Reese's. This can be a.
Crash. We'll cut that.
Well, I thought we were going to try to make shorter episodes. I don't know if that's the right path to go down.
Right, okay.
Be for a while.
Cool. Go on, Brett.
I don't understand why the episode says how long it is, but then they have like 7 minutes worth of credits. That's odd. So the first episode's only about 20 minutes.
It's like a movie credit like this. I watched most of it to see if there was like any scene in it, because I thought surely there's got to be some kind of scene in this 7 minutes, but there
wasn't.
No, it's like a movie credits.
So it just starts off. It's set. I think it's the 1950s America, black and white, and it's basically a sitcom.
60s.
So, is it 60s?
Yeah.
Late 50s, 60s, maybe, I don't know. Black and white, American sitcom. They even have like adverts in the middle about like I thought it was quite funny, like that toast.
I thought it was very good.
Yeah, Stark Industries.
Toaster, yeah.
Hydra Watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're sick of your woman burning your toast, it's for the smart everyday woman. Yeah, so funny.
I don't really. So the first episode is literally. You see Wanda and Vision living in this little American town, and she's trying to be like a housewife. He's going to work, but he doesn't know what he does, like the job. He just doesn't know. And then they have to do a dinner party for his new boss, and it's kind of just standard sitcom stuff. Like stuff would happen, you know. But the only big bit at the end was like near the end when the boss starts choking. And I don't know, it gets a bit weird.
It's like a glitch. It's like a glitch in the program.
Yeah, the wife's sitting there going, stop it, and then like she's like, help him, and it is, that it goes from being silly black and white sitcom to tension. There's some sort of weird, I don't know, some sort of something weird's going on, and then that's kind of like the end of the first episode, and then basically. It's the same for the second. They take part in like a mad talent show, like a town talent show. Vision is basically drunk because he's got chewing gum inside him, and that's what I actually like. I wasn't sure I was watching it. I was going like, is this good? Is this a good program? But then
I can answer that.
Drunk Paul Bettany was fun. I enjoyed that. I did enjoy it in being like acting drunk. And then again, right at the end, nothing really happens. It is just a sitcom. It is like I say, like an old sitcom. And then at the end, stuff happens. So at the end of this one, there's a guy in looks like a beekeeping suit climbs out of a drain, and she says no, and then she rewinds it. Oh, and at
she's
one
pregnant.
point, she gets pregnant all of a sudden. And at one point, there's someone who I thought it kind of sounded like Falcon, but I don't think it is. Was talking to her on the radio, through the radio, saying, "Wanda, what's happening? Who's doing this to you?" So, it's sitcom interspersed with tension things and these little clues that something bigger is going to happen. I just want to see what happens. Really, I just want to see what is going on.
Cool. Go into open discussion on our thoughts. Ash, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, I can see what they're doing. I think it's very clever. Very clever what they're doing. And you're going to get lots of people who are going to go, yeah, but you don't understand, because it's actually really clever. And I do understand, but it's not good. Let's face it. If you like, I was watching that, and I was like, if I went into watching this, I would be like, what is this? And I get the bits what Brad said, those little things. But what if I knew about this? What I would do is I would go on YouTube. I'd watch those 3 tiny clips, and then I'd just wait for something to actually happen. Because it's been 2 episodes now, and it is just like watching a 1950s/60s sitcom. It is. That's all it is. There's some silly little jokes in there and like that. And if you showed someone this who had no idea this was, they would be like, why are you showing me this? I don't know if we can be friends anymore because you've got some weird taste in programs. This isn't good. So I get like I say, I get where they're coming from, and I get it, but it's too much. It's too much. Just watch those little clips on YouTube. It'd be like an 8-minute video of it all going wrong, and then watch hopefully in episode 3 you'll find out she's in some sort of simulation. I think she's repressed, and this is what her ideal life would be like if she lived with Vision. Because I'm guessing he is dead. He did have his head ripped out. Spoilers again from the films. So yeah, I get where you come. You're going to get really diehard fans who are going to moan and say, "Oh, you just don't get it. You don't get the program." I do get it. I do understand what they're doing with it. I just don't think it's too long. It's two episodes in, and nothing's happened really.
I agree.
Yeah.
I do agree with what you're saying. I think the issue with the program, and I was expecting it to be this program because I saw the trailers. It's supposed to be Bewitched, basically. That is the sitcom they're basically copying. She's like Scarlet Witch, and it's just that. And I get it. And I thought they would just be the Truman Show moment, the cliffhanger moment where they reveal like, oh my God, she's in this camp, or she's doing it to herself, or she's been captured, and where it's set, and something really cool. And that's why I thought they gave us 2 episodes, because it's going to be at the end of episode 2, and that's where it needed to be. And I don't know when it's going to be episode 3, 4,
6
more. Yeah, do you know what I mean? When are we going to get that payoff? That is the problem with it. It just needed to be sooner.
It's gone colour now. So obviously for the first 2 episodes, it was just black and white. Yeah. Like, you know, and someone like I'm watching a bit of it, and my girlfriend, she watched the films, or she watched it, and she was like, "What are you watching?" And it's like, "Oh, it's Marvel. It's like Wandavision." She's like, "It just looks weird," and I was like, "Yeah, well, it is."
It is weird. Yeah.
Weird, yeah. It's I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't mind it. I think the episodes feel really brisk. Like it's like the first one, I think it was 20 minutes.
Yeah,
it goes through really quick. So yeah, I'll carry on watching.
Which goes into the 60 sitcom, because that's how long those episodes were, and it's just, do you know what I mean? It's like, although it's short for a TV show for us, we're expecting it to be 40 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's just that take.
I don't think I personally couldn't watch it. I say it's good.
Yeah, for an hour.
It's good, but like I couldn't watch it for an hour.
Maybe what they're going to do.
Yeah, I agree.
It's because they've done 2 20-minute episodes, which are like the old-fashioned sitcoms. Hopefully, episode 3 might be 40 minutes long and like a proper episode where we break through that wall. That makes sense. That's why I released 2 at the beginning, because they was meant to be that long.
Yeah, that would make sense. And hopefully it does happen after episode 3. Yeah. I think I read on Twitter that a few people saw like previews, and I've seen the first 4 episodes. And the general thing is they wish they released the first 4, because I think within either 3 or 4, it does start to reveal and it does start to get good. Yeah. The issue is that they just released these 2 episodes and it's just kind of not progressed. And to the casual viewers, like, obviously we're doing it for the podcast, and obviously I presume you've watched all the movies, Ash. But to people like Brad, who I completely forgot, doesn't watch MCU, he had no clue, he doesn't see any of it. He was texting me like, what the hell? Like,
they're not all like that, I promise. The films are really good. So.
I've never been so confused in all my life. Like what you were saying before about like, someone else who doesn't know what they're going on. I went in completely blind. I didn't look at any of the trailers. I just thought, all right, this is a new show we're going to talk about in the podcast. I won't look into it. I'll just go in blind and enjoy it. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's what we're all into. Did you not know we're into 1950s, 60s sitcoms like that? Have you watched all Bewitched? It's really good.
It's like, who is the audience for this? Like, I'm so glad that it's actually... It does sound like it's actually going somewhere. Like, to be honest, the first time I watched it, I stopped watching when they all sat down for dinner in the first episode. I was like, I'm not watching any more of this. This is mental. What is happening? I've got no desire. I've got no nostalgia for a 1950s sitcom with a shit laughter track. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
But then, like, then sort of Reese was like, sort of almost not defending it, but I don't know. You're just like, I don't know, you were a bit confused by my reaction. I was like, is there more to this? So I carried on watching, and it was weird. It was a bit intriguing, like, okay, what's happening here? She's in some loop, like, And then
I kind of forgot that you've never seen any of the MCU movies. You don't know who the characters are. So when you were saying I'm really confused, Reece, I've never been more confused in my life. I was also confused away. You were so confused.
What you got to do this week, Brad, is stop playing Destiny, and you got Disney Plus obviously, and watch every single MCU movie in order.
Yeah.
Do that, and then you'll be caught up.
Then you'll be.
You can watch 4. You could watch 4, which is Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Civil War. And Infinity War and Endgame.
And treat yourself. Watch Thor Ragnarok because that's a really good film.
Not related to the show, but
but treat yourself.
All right, fine. But I mean, if it's going to be more of this, I don't want to watch this. But if it's going somewhere,
well, you have to. All right, we have to review it.
I'm going to sound like, I know this is I'm stereotyping myself. You know, I'm the fat one of the group. Okay, stereotyping myself. But I know some of it was shot in the UK, and then when Wanda was taken away, like from that little meeting she had with all the wives and that, some of the biscuits on that tray were definitely Jammy Dodgers. I spotted it. I
spotted that.
I was like, that's a Jammy Dodger, and I know everyone's gonna be thinking, Jesus, you know.
Concentrating on that food,
just concentrating on the biscuits. You know,
I was hungry at the time.
What's the issue with them? You say they weren't invented, but what's the?
No, I'm just saying. I just thought
that's a UK biscuit.
Dodgers, that's a UK.
They're a UK biscuit.
That's a UK biscuit right there.
UK.
Okay. Something else I noticed. I like the dress choices in the first episode for Wanda. That was something to watch it for, if nothing else. I hate to. Brad's the fat one.
We're going to get a Halloween one, aren't we? Which
Brad's
maybe
the
next
fat
week.
one in the group. I'm the creep of the group. Watch it for that, if nothing else.
There's a Halloween episode because Vision's wearing the old costume, and
they are
in the trailers as colour. So I was like, when the hell is this? When's it coming to?
Which
colour?
might be episode 3. So clearly ain't going to end the next episode, or if we don't get those costumes in the next episode, we clearly know it's going to be on the next one. So.
I do think probably Paul Bettany likes his program though, because most of the time he doesn't have to have all his Vision makeup on; he can just be. So, they're
both very good actors. You can tell that they're too good to do a sitcom. They're very well acted. But hopefully it gets better. We'll all kind of pray. I think it's only 8 episodes anyway. So we've done 2. There's only 6 more. So
But I'm enjoying it. I said it was weird, but I think it's all right so far. So
I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah, but it's everyone. Usually, I'm the miserable one who says I'm not enjoying anything, but this week,
I'm not enjoying it at all.
I'm content. I wouldn't say I'm enjoying it, but I wouldn't say I'm just intrigued to know what's going to happen. That's like, I don't know. It's just meh.
I'm just fucking confused. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
If you don't mind it being spoiled, you don't have to watch it. You can just sit there and just listen. I suppose.
No, you have to watch it.
If they carry on doing 20 minutes, I'll watch it.
Ashley's upset.
I'll play Destiny. I'll have it on in the background while I'm watching Destiny.
Cool. Well, I think that's a wrap for this week. Episode 31. Please like and subscribe the podcast wherever you listen and watch. We appreciate it.
Please.
Please.
Can you hear the guys? They really want you to. So, thank you for listening if you stayed this long. And until next week, thank you and goodbye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.